Alright, welcome back to Cheap 4x4. Enough of you guys have asked for a video about my larger box. I did a smaller box a couple months ago, went through what I carry in there. So we'll go ahead and go through the larger box today. Once again, I'm sitting around waiting on some equipment, for some equipment to fill up. So might as well go through this box real fast. Once again, it's the ridgid pack-out system. I believe this is a Generation bottom box. That is a Generation 2 top box. Inside of here is where I carry my larger tools, my overflow, the ones I don't use as often. And I don't go through and clean this out near as often as I should have. And I obviously didn't clean it out for this video, so you're getting what you're getting. In here, I've got some razor blades, terminal connections, some fuses, kind of overflow, larger stuff that I don't use all that often. Looking down in here, I have my DeWalt drill and a battery. I run mostly DeWalt's. I found they hold up really well. My brother runs them as well as an electrician, and he finds they don't have the issues that the DeWalt or the Milwaukee's do, where they'll break right here where the battery mounts. These are Amazon knockoff. These are Whiteley or whatever, however you pronounce that, 6 amp hour batteries. They do about as well as the factory DeWalt 6 amp hour batteries, and they cost like 60 bucks for 2 of them. So for me, it's a no-brainer. Here's my 1/4-inch impact gun, where I have a little bit holder mounted to the side opposite of my belt hook, where I keep my 1/4-inch driver, and I keep my 3/8 inside of the gun. That's just my go-to, so that's where I keep that. Inside of here, I have a work light. Currently don't have a battery. This is just a work light we had on one of our pieces of equipment. We were changing out the styles because one of them burned out, so we replaced both of them. This one was still good, so I just went onto Amazon and bought one of the cheap adapters for DeWalt. These are a 24 or 12 volt light, so running 18 works pretty good. I've been running these Milwaukee drill bits. They're the hyper steps, I think. So they've got the 2 steps on the tip. They stay nice and sharp for a long period of time until I break them. Continuing here, miscellaneous hardware bag. This is where I keep miscellaneous bolts, chunk of battery hydration hose, hose clamps, caps, random jumper wire, just miscellaneous stuff, some copper washers, things I don't use very often, but everybody knows that it's nice to have an extra bolt or 2 hanging around, so that's what I keep in there. It's nice and full. I think I mentioned it earlier, but I buy these bags at Hobby Lobby. They're like $1 for just a blank canvas bag. They do have a plastic zipper, so they wear out about once a year. I just have to go buy another one, $1 or $2, something like that. A lot better than the ones you get at like the hardware store. They're $4 or $5 each. In this bag, I just have random lengths of wire, different colors. I've got some 4-strand wire. It's random lengths. You never know when you have to run a jumper wire or run a new wire on a piece of old equipment. Let's see. Got my 1/2-inch DeWalt impact. Had this thing for 6 or 7 years now. Every so often I have to take this front cover off and just grease it up, clean out the old grease, put new grease in it. But it's held up pretty good. The trigger does get gummed up sometimes, so you just clean it, pull it apart, spray it out with some electronics cleaner, and it's good to go. Let's see. My pullers. or one of them. Recently, I had to add these to the box because I kept forgetting to grab pullers from the shop. So I decided to go to Harbor Freight and just buy the 3-pack of 3-jaw pullers. So there's one of them. The other 2 are in here somewhere. Got a strap wrench for filters. Now I've got the filter pliers in there that work pretty good. But sometimes it's just nice to have a filter strap wrench. I got 2 of those, the larger one and the smaller one. Here's the smaller of the pullers. This one's the largest one. I want to say this is the medium one, and the small one's in here. Here's my 3/8 impact, or 3/8 socket set. Metric and standard from 5/16 to 3/4, and from 8mm to 19. I tossed a piece of shrink wrap on here to insulate the handle. I ended up one day arcing this onto a battery box, which was not fun. Luckily the ratchet survived, but decided to throw the heat shrink on there to prevent accidentally electrocuting myself again. I just have a Phillips bit in here. I don't use them very often, but it's nice to have the little bit longer one sometimes for my impact gun. So that just lives there. Also have a 3-inch and a 6-inch extension in here. I like that because it's got the case, and all these sizes are marked in the case. So it's really easy to see when I'm missing one and what size it is if I have to replace it. Being a mobile mechanic, you do often lose your tools. Leave them on a piece of equipment, leave it on your impact gun, and it flies off. You'll lose your tools from time to time, so it's nice having cases that tell you what size they are. And I've got another Cornwell. These are 1/4-inch deep sockets in metric from 15 down to 4mm. Don't use these very often. I usually use the shallow ones, but it's nice to have these ones busting around. Deeper in the box, I've got one of these guys. I think it's just an extension for the ratchet. Honestly, haven't used it yet, but I've got 1/2-inch, 1/4-inch. There should be a 3/8 piece floating around somewhere. I don't know where it's at right now, so it's probably in the bottom of the box. I haven't used it yet. I haven't needed to. I've got a random chunk of cable in here for brakes on loading bridges and whatnot. So try to keep some of that on hand. I usually can't get to hardware stores and whatnot close by that have this cable, so I keep it around. I think it's stainless steel wrapped in plastic. So here's the other puller. So this is the medium size one. So small, large, medium. In here, let's see what's in here. In here, just miscellaneous tools. I've got a tire plug kit, a spring clip tool. The jaws are further down in the bag, down at the bottom, as well as the pin. Got a extra wire brush, battery terminal cleaning brush. There's the pin. The jaws for my spring clip are right here. That's the one I use the most, so that's the one that I keep on me. You can usually get most repairs done with just that. I've got 2 spark plug sockets, a 5/8 and a 13/16. Those are the ones that I use pretty much on all the equipment we have. And then I've got a set of adapters, 1/2 to 3/4, 3/4 to 1/4, and 1/4 to 3/8. Let's see, farther down the box, I've got another set of the Milwaukee drill bits I've broken most of these ones, so that's why I have the other set. So that can probably come out, but I'm just gonna leave it in. Let's see. An old Dunop tag. My cheater pipe smashed down on one side to fit over my crescent wrench, and I think pipe wrenches will fit in there too. And the other side's open for any larger openings that I need. Over here, I have an 1 3/4 socket with a 1/2 to 3/4 adapter and a, I believe, 10-inch, 1/2-inch extension. Needed that for a job a while back, and I just leave it in here. I don't have any better spot to store it. These, I believe, are my metric 1/2-inch sockets. Let's see if I can get it open with one hand. These are my standards. I recently changed the bags. I originally had all white bags. Decided to try out having a couple black bags, kind of differentiate what's in them. Because prior I would write what was on it, worked pretty well, but I haven't used these recently. But these are just the Pittsburgh 1/2-inch deep impact sockets. I've had these for about 8 years now, and obviously they look great. They hold up well. They're not rusting up too bad. I do coat everything in oil, just out of a spray bottle, every couple of months to make sure things don't rust. One thing with these bags, you do have to swap them out every once in a while. If they get wet and they don't dry out, they start to mold just because they're canvas. So it's usually when I replace them in the spring because they get wet and then they don't get dried out. Got my, I think this is a 3/4 breaker bar. Broke my 1/2-inch, so I got a 3/4, and then 3/4 to 1/2-inch adapter on there. Just lives on there. Most of my stuff is 1/2-inch, so I just have an adapter that lives on there. Don't fall. Okay. Spare battery. Let's see this charged. Yep, fully charged with protective cover on it so it doesn't arc out inside the box. These are my metric 1/2-inch sockets. They're the same as the standards, just the Pittsburgh 1/2-inch deeps. A surplus first aid pouch that I have just simple first aid kit in there. So when I get hurt, I can bandage myself up. Don't have to worry about going and getting taken care of because I can take care of myself right here. If it's bad enough, obviously I'll write a report, but because I can take care of a lot of stuff. Most of the injuries that I'm going to get are cuts, scrapes, stuff like that, burns. I can take care of them with this bag. Random assortment of gloves with some latex type gloves. Keep my hands clean when I need to. Random extra bolts from installing something. I don't remember what. I don't remember when. Like I said, this doesn't get cleaned out very often, so stuff gets left at the bottom. Random jumper wire from something. Random set of dikes. I keep these ones in here because I zip tie that when I fly. Zip tie it closed. And I need to be able to cut the zip ties. So I keep these in here because I use carabiners to keep this closed. I put them through this loop right here. Keeps it from opening up when I have to fly somewhere. These are my Allen sockets, the Lexivon brand. Just ordered them off Amazon. They have a lifetime warranty, so if they ever break, I can go online and warranty them out. Got a blue shop rag in here. I just coat that in oil so it keeps all these from rusting up. I've used these for a little bit. So far they're holding up well, but we'll see over time how they hold up. I really like that it goes up to 19 3/4. Some of the drain plugs we have are these larger sizes. And then, of course, I use my 3/16 and 5/32 all the time. So those are the ones that usually break. I can get away with a 4 or 5 mil, but Those are my two most commonly used ones. In the bottom here, I have a set of Pittsburgh Allen sockets, just because Harbor Freight is coming into a lot of the cities that I work in. So I can usually get these warranted locally. I'm obviously missing one because I broke it. I haven't gotten that warranted yet, but I need to. That way I can warranty these locally, get the job done that day. In the bottom here, I've got a, what size is that? 35 millimeter 1/2 inch socket. And a 36 millimeter 1/2 inch socket. Those don't fit in my bigger kit. Got a frozen bug. Don't know how he got in here. Chuck him off to the side. Random garbage, mounting hardware. Got a round file, just used to clean up holes and whatnot. I bought this just after I first started in any files, but we needed to enlarge a hole, so we went and bought that, and then I just chucked it in my box so I'd have it in the future. Some more random wiring, or some more random wire cable. A scraper. I don't keep the blade on it, just so it doesn't cut stuff up. And I've got the blades in that box that I showed earlier. Got a couple random mounting points for the shifters that we use. A hood latch, some hood latch hardware tucked in here at some point, and a 41 millimeter crow's foot that happens to be the size for the large glycol hoses we use on our trucks, on our big de-ice trucks. So that allows me to get into places that I can't get with my crescent wrench or with the pipe wrenches. So we keep 2 pipe wrenches in each of our de-ice kits. So when we go to work on a de-ice truck, we just grab one of those black boxes. Those are our de-ice kits. They have all of our parts and the large pipe wrenches, so we don't have to carry them in our bags. But yeah, that's what's in my larger box, kind of an overflow junk box. I keep spare room in there for when I need to carry extra tools. Might need to throw some parts in there, throw rags in there, whatever I need to for that job, or for that trip, I should say, because we usually go out and we work on a lot of stuff at the same time. Try to get as much done as we can while we're there. And yeah, that's what's in my larger kit. Right now, over here on the side of the truck, I got my utility bed today. I have my larger nip picks because I was using those yesterday. So I'll go ahead and throw those in my box as well, so that I don't forget about them and lose them. But yeah, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe. If you have any tips or anything that you think I should add into it, let me know and I'll toss it in. Alright. Thank you very much for watching. I'll chat at you next time.